Hey guys, what does color have to do with reading? Well, really, it has everything to do with it. No matter if it's a computer screen or a book, people say, hey, it's right there in black and white. It's in the print. You can find the answers. Our lady, Jan Richardson, the guided reading guru, she says for comprehension, you should look for the green questions. You should say, that green, you're going. You're on your way to being a good reader. Who did something? What did they do? Where did it do it? When and why? I call them the 5 W's. You know, if you know this about a news event, you know everything. Who did something? What did they do? Where and when did they do it? And why? So every time you read a book, especially a fiction book, you should be thinking of these green questions. Going to be a good reader. What that information is when you're done. This is a great book. There are monsters everywhere, written and illustrated by Mercer Meyer. He's such a good gentleman. He wrote one of my former students who told him his book was the first book he had ever read, and he wrote him a letter of congratulations. This is a great book. There are monsters everywhere. There were monsters everywhere in my house. They would hide when my mom was around. But when I was alone, the room would go very quiet. I just knew the monsters were going to jump out. Dad said there weren't any monsters, but he was wrong. I knew there were monsters in the basement, but since I never had to go down there, they didn't bother me. There were monsters outside by the garbage cans too. I just knew it. Dad had to watch me when I took out the trash. Otherwise, I might never return. He never seemed too worried, but I sure was. There was a monster somewhere in the bathroom. There were monsters hiding in my room. Mom had to come with me to get my pajamas. But they couldn't get me because I made a really good fort on the top of my bunk bed. Dad said monsters hate the top bunk because they're scared of ladders. I wondered if that was true. I was really getting tired of being pushed around by a bunch of monsters. Then I saw a sign for karate classes, all ages. That means me, I thought. One reason you learn to read so you can know about the world around you. He's reading there's karate classes. At dinner, I told Mom and Dad that I needed karate class so the monsters wouldn't get me. They agreed that it was a good idea. Karate was fun. I learned all sorts of great-looking, scary moves. I even learned how to break a board with my bare hand. I was hoping a monster was watching when I did that. The real test came one night after dinner. I took out the garbage and didn't ask Dad to watch me this time. I could tell they were out there watching. I gave a loud karate yell and kicked the garbage can. I think I made my point. In the shower, I practiced my karate punches on the shower curtain, just hoping a monster was standing too close. Later, I jumped into my room and took the most ferocious karate position I knew. But one monster poked his head out. Ha, not one monster. Ha. I even slept on the bottom bunk. The next day, I went down to the basement. I didn't want the monsters down there to think I was letting them off the hook. I still go to karate class. I decided to get my black belt. I might even become a professional monster hunter when I grow up. So even though monsters are everywhere, I don't care. All right, guys. Let's get to just the facts like the police officers want. And I'm John Peel, a licensed reading specialist. Let's get to the facts. Who were the main characters? Who was it mostly about? Yeah, there were monsters. Because they were right there in the title. Monsters. Yep, there was a mom and a dad. And how about the main character? He's just a boy. It does not give his name. All right, where did this story take place? Where's called the setting. Who are characters? Where's the setting? It took place mostly at his house. And I think when he found out about the karate class he was at, what do you think? I think so too. It looked like a school. And it looked like perhaps that's where the class was. So we got who are the characters, where is the setting, the what is the plot. The plot means what happened important in the story. I always say go for the beginning, middle, and end. What happened at the beginning? The little boy was, he was scared of the monsters. In the middle, he decided to take karate and defend himself. And at the end, he was not afraid of anything and might even make a career out of monster hunting. So we've gotten the who, the characters, the where, the setting, the what is the plot with the beginning, middle, and end. When's part of the setting? Guys, it didn't say July 4th, did it? It didn't say Christmas. It didn't say any certain day of the week. We really don't know when it happened, but that's okay. Some things you might just figure out by the picture clues or something. I was thinking from the picture clues outside. Now I gotta find an outside picture. It looks like it might be fall. He's wearing a sweatshirt to go outside. I don't know that. I'm not for certain. I'm just making an educated guess. We do that too when we read. Why? Why did the events happen in this book? Because he was scared of monsters and he wanted to overcome it. So all of that was right there in black and white. Take it from the word of a pink badge reading specialist. If you know these green questions, you're on your way to going into great comprehension. Have fun reading.